and one chart shall rule them all. It's time for the market update. What is up, gang? It is I, Carlton Flowers, your crypto pro.
Yay!
And I am back after taking a little bit of time off. In fact, I was sick for the last couple days and in bed and resting, and I'm finally up and around. But last week, I had to take a break and step back away from this market and just kind of recharge, refresh, regenerate after the AF15 drop. Okay, so if you don't know, if you're not in the group, you probably won't know. In my Telegram group, I nailed that drop. I got an item on the AF15 drop, and it was the ultra rare, which is sitting at a current price of about 2,900. It was 3,200 yesterday. So this is one of my most valuable items that I own right now because it is priced above Todd. And it is priced above the Darth Vader UR. None of my golden moments come close to this. The C3PO, not C3PO, R2D2. I have R2D2, I have Mickey's Sorcerer's Hat. Nothing comes close to the price of the AF15 Ultra Rare that I was so lucky to be blessed with on that drop. I bought a lot on the market leading up to that drop. I was snagging outliers. I was purchasing items that people were throwing up at ridiculous prices as they were trying to scoop up gems for buying on the market after the AF15 drop. I took full advantage. So I spent enough and I needed to take a break and step away because I had been obsessively studying price action for the entire week leading up to the AF15. And then I was on that app, oh my goodness, till 2, 3 a.m. the night before. I could barely get up the next morning in time to secure that drop. In fact, I was sleeping on the couch. I had to set my alarm clock for 15 minutes before the drop just to wake up, which I did. And I was nodding off and falling asleep 5 minutes before the drop. I think I actually went to bed at 4 a.m. Well, anyway, before I get started, this is not financial advice. Get that out of your mind. I'm just expressing opinions here and giving entertainment. And we are going to look at one chart. I can't remember who it was that made the comment when I came up with this concept. I had the one chart analysis on the last video based on the Todd. And someone posted in the comments, one chart to rule them all. And I almost fell out of my chair laughing. That was pretty hilarious. That's a Lord of the Rings reference if you don't know what that means. So today's one chart technical analysis of the current market conditions in the VeVe market will be based on the Todd. So today, right now, as of the time of this video, the floor price is $5,799, and we'll just scroll down and we're going to run through each stage of the chart with all of the intervals, and I'll give you my opinion. So on the 24-hour, we're up just a little bit from $5,600 and pulling back after touching on $6,000. Not too bad. On the 3-day chart, overall, just kind of a flat line, a slight tick up and returning to that price of $5,800. On the 7-day chart, it looks like distribution, as we had this peak here leading up to I guess this is before the AF15 drop, and we reached that price of 7,000 and came on back down, stepped up a little bit more, a little bump there, but it doesn't give a clear indication of a turnaround after coming off of this peak. Clicking on the 30-day, and this looks like we're still in the distribution phase. Now, we can go ahead and put some arrows on here now because we can see that whenever you look at this peak, this peak, this peak, this is just a major move that was more of a spike instead of a peak. And then we have a peak here. Our general movement is still looking like downtrend. We kind of had, this is really kind of a peak here that would say still going in downtrend. Then we pop up and then come back down. So overall, this movement is in a downward trending trading channel on the 30-day. And as we zoom out to the 90-day, it gets a little bit more clear. And we can see that peak in June where we popped up to 11,000. That was pretty impressive. I didn't quite trust that. That was from the FOMO in June as we were leading up to, what was it, cash out, MCP. Was it MCP? Not Master Collector Program. It was cash out and something else. I can't even remember. It's too late. I'll have to look back at my notes. But whatever the case, we had the peak here, and then we had this run up with the cash out news coming in. And after that, of course, we returned to the same general downward direction. There we go. Downward trending trading channel, which is very normal. It's what you would expect to see during a bear market. Here's the 180-day. It's very clear on this one. So when we go all the way back to February the 17th, we were sitting above 40,000. And then you had your steep decline, which happened after that. This is in the whipsaw stage of the distribution after the blow off top. And then we've got these sections where you have pretty much a flattening after, small peaks that jump in along the way, peak here, a flattening and kind of cooling it off as we come to the current price. So this is a good looking chart and it looks healthy and makes me feel safe and secure about where we're at. I know some people will say, we need marketing, we need new users, we need. We don't need anything, because what you're looking at here is the natural progression of the market. It's the stages that the market has to go through, and you can't advertise your way out of a market trend. Let's say with Bitcoin right now and the stock market, and it's all going down, right? You can't run an ad campaign on TV and just advertise your way out of that. Now, the only thing that can happen, the government can print its way out of it, which is false, because once you do the math and consider the debasing of the dollar, you will still see a downtrend in the market. Okay, so you're not going to circumvent this natural process by recruiting a bunch of new users, by VeVe rolling out some huge marketing plan, or they're not marketing enough. None of that. You're just not going to break this. And that's why I have no complaints, no worries. I'm pretty settled. I think everything is looking as it should. Now, let's look at the all. And here's where you can see it. Okay, you see it right here. Now, the only phase we don't see on this chart is accumulation phase. However, you're coming out of accumulation right here when you had this bump. And so this zone here would be the consolidation phase. And then when you come out of consolidation, of course, you have the markup, and we had a two-tiered markup here. We had a double blow off top, and then we run into the last phase, which is distribution. And that's the current phase that we are in. Those are your 4 phases of the market right there. Let's just put these up on the board. This is an excellent chart. One chart to rule them all. You can see it a little bit more clearly on the Todd chart, but this is pretty good. So we start here, accumulation, and then price bumps up in the consolidation phase. Then you have the markup phase, blow off top. We had a double top here, and then this is the distribution phase. These cycles must complete, and you can't advertise or market your way out of it prematurely, and you don't want to. In order to maximize the next parabolic peak, this distribution phase has to play out. If you circumvent this and you have an artificial pump out of it, you're going to have a correction that slams you right back down to where you started. You just can't skip the steps. It's like saying, okay, I'm going to go to grade school, junior high school, skip high school, and go straight to college. Unless you're a genius, you're going to flunk out. You're going to have to go back to high school and get your foundation, because you have to have that phase of your learning and your educational journey in order to have a good, stable college education time. Well, that's what you have right here. All right, let's get that out of there. And when we look at the chart down here, you see that Some people say we need more news. We need groundbreaking, earth-shattering news. So when the news comes out, what happens? Well, here was the news about cash out, right? And what happens right after your news? Well, price goes right back down to where it was before. So you have FOMO and you have rumors. Each one of these bumps, there was some FOMO or rumor here. There was some FOMO or story or rumor here. Each one of these pulls price up. And then what happens? It always goes right back down to the same angle of descent. Notice how this angle is pretty similar after every pump. After each one, we return back down. That's because we're in the phase of the market that must play out. It must mature. This must complete before we can flatten out and go to the next stage of the market, which would be the accumulation stage that happens after this. And then, of course, oops. How did that happen? I want the numbers. Let's get a number there. Accumulation, and then consolidation, and then markup, and then we'll have our distribution in the future. Those 4 stages. So based on this chart from the partners statue, I think we're doing great. And what it tells me is you take advantage of the current phase of the market. Right now is not a time to sell. Right now is not a time to bail out or to be impatient. This is a time to buy. Now, it might not be the accumulation phase right now, but I'm buying outliers. I get stuff when I can tell that something's way out of range on price. And so I'll pick up things. Now, my buying is slowing down a little bit because I'm at a point where I've got a lot of stuff. I think I'm up to like close to 1,800 items now. Let me look on the app. I don't even know what the current count is because I bought a few things just the other day. Let's see. We are currently, I still want the Spider-Man common and the rare. I picked up the uncommon. And if our distribution phase continues for the next few weeks or months, then I'll probably end up getting those. We have 815 collectibles and 916 comics, 2531. So that means I'm at 1,731 items overall. I don't know if I'll hit 1,800. God forbid if I hit 2,000. I don't know if that'll happen, but we'll have to wait and see. If the bear market extends long enough, it can happen. I won't say that it will not happen. So my point is, this is a time for me to accumulate and not worry. Okay. And this is a time where selling doesn't happen. I don't sell much at all. The only time I sell now is when you get those artificial whale pumps. For instance, the Labbit, the visible Labbit is back down to $49. You just saw it pump up to what, $150? And it floated right back down to where it started because this is not the time for a natural rise in that item. It was artificially snapped up and pumped up to $150 and it floats right back down. I have 3 of them. I should have sold one at the peak and I didn't. But if it happens again, I'll probably sell one. But right now, I see tons of people selling during this time period. And, well, God bless you. I don't know what you're getting out of it by selling stuff on the market less than retail, unless you stole stuff, unless you're stealing credit cards and getting gems for free. I guess it's just the normal human behavior of buy, panic, sell, lose. I'm not into that. So someone had asked me on the last video, am I going to sell at the previous all-time high? Is that where I'll start? And I would say, yeah, or before. Let's say if this is an item I'm stacking. Let's say if I have 50 partner statues and I'm just a rich whale, right? Let's say the next cycle, let's put a big thick line up here. Let's say the next cycle comes and let's say it looks something like this. Let me change this color. Let's go with orange. Let's say that we come out of this accumulation and we bump up and then we match the previous peak and then it, does something like this. Let's say if it makes it up to 100,000. Where am I going to start getting rid of items? Well, I'm probably going to say that I'm going to be selling items close to the previous peak. Like, let's just say I get close to here. I can almost say that the highest chances are making it to the previous peak. All right. Just probability. Maybe we don't because some think that the previous peak was based on stolen gems. I say that part of it was, but FOMO was probably going to ramp us way up higher than the previous peak, even with the stolen gems. But yeah, I definitely would unload somewhere around that time period. And then if we go above that, I'll continue to sell. And I know some people like putting up sell walls during a bear market at a bottom, which makes no sense to me. Like the person that put up like 40 or 50 invisible woman commons at $6.50, putting up a sell wall down here. Why are you selling now? And if you got that many of them, are you hard up? Why sell? I don't know. To each his own. But no, I'm going to be selling in small amounts, a single at a time, moving up. And then that way I have a DCA, a dollar cost average, where, you know, instead of trying to hit this peak here and missing it, because if you miss this peak, the speed at which we drop down from here could prevent you from selling at all. The reason is you might list here, okay, and price zips through that and is lower while you're listing it, and then all of a sudden price is here. So then you want to list here, but by the time you get it up, well, price is already here or other people are undercutting you. Then you start chasing that price down and you can't catch it. It's like catching a falling knife. That's why it's always best to sell into strength. The superstars mentioned selling or buying into strength, and that is a good point. It is a safe way to buy, where you wait until you know you're in the consolidation phase where you're not tying up money. Well, right now I'm buying at such low, ridiculous prices, I don't mind. But if I'm not wanting to tie up my money, it is a good idea to buy into strength. That's how you can play things on the crypto market and the stock market. And I definitely will sell into strength. It is best to sell into strength because you can put that item up for sale and just sit back and wait. It's gonna go. Because if I sell it here, let's say price is right here, and I list mine right above that, market's moving up, it's gonna sell. I don't have to undercut at all. Pretty soon the price will engulf my listing and it's going to sell because I'm selling into strength. Okay, and that's the way I'm going to do that all the way up. Well, that's just my little lesson there for buying and selling. This video has gone long enough, but I hope this chart analysis is helpful, and let me know if it has provided you with peace, comfort, and along with the valuable insight that you're not worrying about where we are and where we're going. Or do you agree with me when I say that there is no need for VeVe to run out and spend $1 billion on marketing, that we can't fight against these natural market cycles? I'd love to hear it. Well, I would love it if you would like, comment, and subscribe to the Crypto Pro channel. And I appreciate all of the support. And if you would like to help me cover the cost of producing this channel, you may do so with a super thanks. You can send me a super thanks if you would like to, and I will give you a shout out in the next video. And a big thank you to everyone who has contributed to the channel in the past up until this point. Please feel free to come and join the Telegram group. It is a group that is free of drama, conflict, and foul language. Only clean, family-friendly language. I don't even like people abbreviating the WTF. I don't even like that. We keep it clean and professional in my group, and because of that, we have excellent discussion on strategy. Well, that's all I got for now, gang. I'm out of here. We'll see you later.